Have you ever experienced a night that felt perfectly ordinary, almost too familiar, until one small moment broke the routine and shifted everything you believed about your life? That's exactly what unfolded for Sarah Whitmore, a woman convinced her world was neatly in place. A loyal husband, a quiet home. The evening began like countless others. The clock ticked steadily in the living room, its rhythm pulsing softly through the stillness of their Virginia suburb. Sarah curled on the worn leather couch, wrapped in a knitted blanket, a mug of chamomile tea warming her palms. A sweet trace of honey lingered in the air. That morning, her husband Daniel had pressed a quick kiss to her forehead in the driveway before leaving for a tech conference in Austin. It was the rushed kind of embrace, suitcase slung over his shoulder, granola bar in hand, his mind already on work. 17 years of marriage had bound Sarah and Daniel together, their lives threaded with routines, school runs, mortgage bills, Saturday errands. They weren't unhappy. Sarah would have sworn she loved Daniel deeply. Still, when the house grew quiet, she sometimes wondered if closeness had faded into comfort more than passion. She remembered when he lingered at the door just to kiss her goodnight, or when he surprised her with weekend trips. Those sparks had dimmed with time. Didn't blame him, but she missed them. That night the house felt calm. Lamp spread golden light across the room as Sarah opened a book she'd been meaning to read for months. Upstairs, her 16-year-old son Ryan was likely glued to his headset, caught in an online game. He was no longer the boy who begged for bedtime stories. Now he kept his distance, words shorter, laughter rare. Sarah told herself it was normal. Teenagers drifted, and mothers had to let go. But the silence still hung. Around 9, the stairs creaked. Sarah looked up, expecting Ryan to slip by with a quick good night, but instead he lingered in the doorway, hands stuffed in his hoodie pocket, a shy look on his face. "Hey, Mom," he said gently. Her heart lifted. "Hey, sweetheart. Everything okay?" He shifted, tall and awkward, his green eyes searching hers. "I was thinking maybe we could hang out, play a game or something, like we used to." Sarah blinked, her chest swelling with unexpected joy. "Of course," she said, voice thick with emotion. They dug out an old deck of cards, corners worn from years of play, and started a game of rummy. First, the rhythm was clumsy, Ryan fumbling the shuffle, Sarah teasing him about how he once cheated. But soon the laughter returned, the silence between them warming into something familiar. After a few rounds, Sarah brought out pretzels, apples, and sodas. They leaned back, snacking between turns. Then Ryan set his cards down and stared at the ceiling, his voice quiet. "Mom, do you ever feel like you're living someone else's life?" The question froze her. Her pulse quickened as she searched his face. "That's a big one," she said carefully. "What do you mean?" He sighed, pushing a hand through his messy hair. "I don't. Well, sometimes it feels like we're all just playing parts. You and Dad work, bills, same routine every day. Don't you ever wonder if there's supposed to be more?" Sarah's throat tightened. Daniel's smile flickered in her mind, the gentle comfort of their predictable life. Loved him. But Ryan's words echoed thoughts she had long buried. "I think," she said softly, "sometimes we create a life so safe that we forget to ask if it's truly what we want. Comfort isn't bad, but if we're not careful, it can start to feel like a cage." Ryan nodded, his gaze far away, as if weighing her words carefully. Then his voice grew quieter. "It's not just about life. About me, about who I am." Sarah leaned forward, her chest tightening with worry. And love. Ryan, you can tell me anything. You know that, don't you? He hesitated, then met her eyes. I think I might be non-binary. I don't feel like I fit as just a boy. I'm not a girl, either. I'm somewhere in between, and I've been trying to figure out what that means. The room seemed to pause, time holding. Ill. Sarah's heart thudded as she reached for his hand, her grip steady. Ryan, thank you for trusting me. Incredibly brave. And I want you to remember, I love you. Whoever you are. However you see yourself, I will always love you. His eyes shimmered. I was afraid you'd be disappointed. Never. She whispered, squeezing tighter. I just want you to be you. They sat there, the weight of his truth settling gently between them, when suddenly the lights flickered and went out, plunging the house into shadow. Sarah let out a nervous laugh. Perfect timing. They found flashlights and headed to the basement, where Sarah noticed a window latch bent out of place. Cold shiver ran through her. Did you open that? She whispered. Ryan shook his head, his voice firm. No, for a moment unease pressed in, until Ryan's lips curved into a shy smile. This might sound strange, but I'm glad this happened. The blackout, the silence, got us talking, really talking. It's been too long. Sarah pulled him close, eyes burning. I missed you. Back upstairs, they lit candles and settled onto the couch. Then Ryan hesitated again. There's one more thing. I've been hiding it because I didn't want to disappoint you and Dad. Don't want to study business. I want to. But I applied to creative writing programs, and I got in. School in California accepted me. He pulled up the acceptance email on his phone. Sarah's breath caught. Ryan, this is amazing. Her voice trembled with pride. I'm not disappointed, I'm proud. More than proud. I just wish you'd told us sooner. For the first time in years, he grinned wide, a genuine smile that lit his whole face. Thanks, Mom. That means everything. Just then the lights blinked back on, washing the room in warm gold. They laughed as they blew out the candles, neither ready to let go of the moment. Later that night, as Sarah slid into the empty bed she shared with Daniel, she thought of him, not just the man who kissed her forehead in the driveway, but the one who once held her as if she were his world. She wondered if sharing Ryan's truths might pull them closer, maybe even reignite the spark that routine had dulled. Love, she realized, wasn't about perfect plans. It was about listening, embracing, and choosing each other through the unknown. When Daniel returned 2 days later, Sarah told him everything. It took time, especially to process new pronouns and Ryan's decision to choose a path they hadn't expected. But after a long, heartfelt conversation, Daniel reached for her hand in bed that night, holding it in a way he hadn't in years. There was warmth in his touch, a quiet reminder that their love still lived, just waiting to be rekindled. And Sarah knew in that moment that life had changed forever, not with fireworks but with the quiet courage of her child and the steady choice of two people still willing to grow together.